Flyers off-season recap, Tocchet, Zegras, and more. Imagine a team that's been waiting for a breakthrough. A team that's been on the cusp of greatness, but just can't seem to get over the hump. Welcome to the Philadelphia Flyers, a team that's been rebuilding and retooling for what feels like an eternity. But here's the thing. This offseason might just be the turning point they've been waiting for. With the hiring of new coach Rick Tocchet and the acquisition of talented forward Trevor Zegras, the Flyers are looking to shake off their mediocre past and make a serious push for the playoffs. But can they really do it? Let's dive in and find out. After a disappointing 2024-25 season that saw them finish 8th in the Metropolitan Division with a record of 33-39-10, the Flyers are looking to bounce back in a big way. They missed the Stanley Cup playoffs, and it's been a few years since they've made a serious run. But with Tocchet at the helm and a slew of new faces on the roster, there's a sense of optimism in the air. So, who are these new faces? Well, let's start with Zegras, the 24-year-old forward who was acquired in a trade from the Anaheim Ducks. This guy is a game changer. With 186 points in 268 NHL games, including 32 points in 57 games last season. He's a finisher, a player who can score from anywhere on the ice, and he's exactly what the Flyer needs to boost their offense. And then there's Dan Vladar, the 27-year-old goalie who signed a 2-year contract with the team. He's a solid netminder who can help stabilize the Flyers' goaltending situation, and he'll likely form a tandem with Sandy Larson. The Flyers also added some depth at center with the signing of Christian Dvorak, a 29-year-old who had 33 points in 82 games for the Montreal Canadiens last season. And let's not forget about Noah Juulsen and Dennis Gilbert, 2 defensemen who signed 1-year contracts with the team. They'll add some much-needed depth to the blue line, especially with Rasmus Ristolainen recovering from surgery. But here's where it gets interesting. The Flyers still have some question marks on their roster. They need a forward who can make an impact in the middle of the lineup, especially with Tyson Foerster's status uncertain due to an injury. And this is the part most people miss. The Flyers' offense was 24th in scoring last season, and they need someone to step up and produce. So, what's the solution? Well, that's where the likes of Alex Bump, Porter Martone, and Oliver Bonk come in. These young players are on the cusp of breaking into the NHL, and they could be the key to unlocking the Flyers' offense. Bump, in particular, is an intriguing prospect, with 47 points in 42 games for Western Michigan last season. And Martone, the 18-year-old forward who was selected with the 6th pick in the 2045 NHL draft, is a potential game changer. He had 98 points in 57 games for Brampton of the Ontario Hockey League last season, and he's got the skills to make an immediate impact in the NHL. But what about the coach? Rick Tocchet is a seasoned veteran with a proven track record. And he's exactly what the Flyers need to take their game to the next level. As he said himself, it's not about Rick Tocchet. It's about the crest. I'm a crest guy. How do we build the shield? It's all about the team, and Tocchet is the perfect guy to lead them. And this is where things get really interesting. The Flyers forward group ranked highly in long-range shots on goal last season. And they've got some of the best players in the league in that category. Travis Konecny and Owen Tippett are 2 of the top players in the NHL when it comes to long-range shots. And they're exactly what the Flyers need to stretch defenses and create scoring opportunities. So what's the fantasy spin on all of this? Well, Matvei Michkov is a player to watch, with 26 goals and 63 points last season. He's a rising star, and he's got the potential to be a top 10 player in the league. And with the Flyers' offense looking to improve, he's a great bet to have a breakout season. The projected lineup is looking good, with Michkov, Sean Couturier, and Travis Konecny forming a potent top line. And with Zegras, Owen Tippett, and Alex Bump on the second line, the Flyers have the potential to be a top 10 offense in the league. But here's the question. Can they really do it? Can they overcome their past struggles and make a serious push for the playoffs? That's what we want to hear from you. Do you think the Flyers have what it takes to make a deep run in the playoffs? Or are they still a year or 2 away from being a serious contender? Let us know in the comments. The debate is on, and we want to hear your thoughts. Flyers, contender in 2 years? A realistic goal or media hype? Can the Flyers become a contender in just 2 years? Not likely. By admin at Fast Philly Sports, 7/23/2025. Let's face it, the Philadelphia Flyers haven't tasted victory in the Stanley Cup for half a century. To drum it even more frustration, the past decade and a half has been particularly disheartening for their fans. However, the media, including outlets like The Athletic, still seems to give them a gentle nudge, almost as if they're fragile youngsters. Take Travis Konecny's remarks, for instance, where he optimistically muses, "I'd say we're 2 years away from being a consistent contender. We have a young roster, and many players are still evolving in their skills. But I genuinely believe that with the talent we possess now, we have the potential to make it into the playoffs, without a doubt." But let's pause for a moment. Can we truly take this statement at face value? The skepticism swirls around the question of whether all the building blocks are genuinely in place for a turnaround, given their recent performance. As we dive into this analysis, it's worth considering not only the development of young players, but also the overall team dynamics and strategic direction moving forward. Can a young, developing team really turn around their fortunes so swiftly? And what about the intense competition from other teams in the league? What are your thoughts? Do you think the Flyers can ascend from their current state within 2 years? Or is this just wishful thinking? Let's ignite a discussion in the comments below. In the end, this isn't just about hope. It's a crucial question about what the future holds for the Flyers.